What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're taking a look at a weapon that is around for a very short period of time this week, and it's before Destiny 2, and I know everybody's ready for Destiny 2, but you might want to pick up the hero formula from the Crucible Quartermaster. So I have one, and the one I'll be using and showing in this video is not the one for sale, but it's really close. So the one for sale is amazing. Now we're talking about the hero formula for PVE, and it's got Firefly, it's got perfect balance, more importantly, explosive rounds, and Outlaw. Take an E, we'll definitely pass on that. So explosive rounds and Firefly, that is an amazing combination for PVE. You do not want to miss out on this thing. Now the one I'll be using has Firefly, explosive rounds, and Zen Moment. So I really like Zen Moment because Zen Moment gives me additional stability as I deal out damage, which is pretty nice because you fire extremely fast with this weapon. But before we do that, what I want to do is take this sucker over to a wall, and I want to show you just how the recoil pattern actually is, since you don't have Zen Moment. You have Outlaw, so you might be thinking to yourself, I'm never going to be able to control this beast, because when it's firing, it's so freaking fast. But we'll go over to the wall and we'll show you the recoil pattern, and you can make the determination if you think you can handle it. So here, we're firing it off and we have Zen Moment on. Now here's the thing, Zen Moment, it doesn't really proc unless you're dealing out damage. So that's basically the recoil pattern that you would have with Outlaw on. And that doesn't look that bad, it's pretty much vertical, it's really stacked up, but just in case you don't believe me, I'm going to put on Mulligan just so that we take all doubt away. We'll go fire at the wall with the Mulligan. And as we go through all this, and we'll go through some extra bullets because we've got Mulligan proccing, but whenever we finish everything up, you'll end up seeing that it's still basically exactly the same. It's vertical, still the shots are relatively grouped up. So that's really nice. So I don't really think you're going to have any more of a problem with this than I would. Though again, I will admit, Zen Moment is really nice because I don't have to go up the wall that much. But still, I think it will be something that you can definitely handle. So why do I love this in PvE? Well, as I said before whenever we did our Cryptic Dragon video, explosive rounds are pretty much a must-have in PvE. They have so many additional benefits, and they're just simply so good. Now I know many people will say, well, you know what, you don't really need that extra benefit in PvE because PvE is so easy. And sure, maybe that is the case, but it's sure nice to be even more overpowered. So as we're fighting at the Cabal, one thing that explosive rounds can do is stagger them behind the shield whenever you shoot at the shield. You don't really have to worry about being precise because you're dealing out damage, and you can stagger those Cabal fools. I am really hoping for explosive rounds to return in Destiny 2, especially with all of those Cabal that we're going to be fighting in the beginning. That's definitely going to be one of my highlights to go ahead and pick up for weapon for PvE, because you know, PvE is going to be challenging in the beginning of Destiny 2, absolutely. Shooting at Cabals and Cabal shields though isn't the only benefit of explosive rounds. There are a number of other benefits, but I just want to touch on a couple of them. So against the red health mob enemies, you also deal additional damage. I know, it's kind of crazy. In PvP, you don't. In PvP, explosive rounds really don't make a difference as far as damage goes. Your damage is going to be the same with the explosive rounds or just a normal bullet. But in PvE, completely different. So bonus extra damage on just the red health enemies. Also, you end up basically dealing out bonus damage to shielded enemies, which is really nice, especially if you have a modifier like Match Game on. And speaking of modifiers, whenever you've got a modifier like Specialist on, and your primary weapon deals out less damage, it's actually less effective whenever you have explosive rounds on. Because the problem is, the only thing that lowers damage as far as Specialist goes for the primary weapon is the bullet. But the explosion from explosive rounds is not affected by that. So you're still going to be dealing out pretty nice damage even whenever the Specialist modifier's on. So that's all some really nice and really amazing things. Not to mention the fact that there is a little bit of a stagger, and in PvP you can see that stagger and a little bit of a white flash and kind of effect that's going to take you out of the case. So again, explosive rounds just have a lot of inherent benefits. It's by far the best PvE perk that's out there. And I'm trying to think if there might be something even better in PvE, but I can't think of it. Explosive rounds does so much for your weapons. I wish we could have an explosive round auto rifle, maybe like the Doctrine of Passing with explosive rounds, but holy crap, That would be so amazing and so OP in PvE. You know, it's really not a surprise that it doesn't exist. So I know there are a lot of people who don't like the fact, and they probably didn't like the fact from the beginning of the video, that I said that explosive rounds and Firefly is great, and it's great for PvE, because there are people still that don't like the idea of explosive rounds and a perk that you need to get a headshot in order for the perk to activate. So Firefly and Outlaw, because of that combination, there are probably people that are like watching this video and they probably didn't even get to this point. They just disliked it and they left. They're like, no way, explosive rounds, Firefly, Outlaw, they don't work well together. And they're right and wrong at the same time. I feel like the myth of explosive rounds canceling out Firefly has been debunked. I think everybody knows that as long as you get the kill with the bullet and not the explosion, that Firefly will proc. And we've seen Firefly proc quite a bit. We've seen it proc quite a bit. More often than not, I personally don't care about Firefly proccing or not, because we're already getting some AoE bonuses with explosive rounds. But the fact is, it's still there, and it's still a potential bonus and potential additional damage. Not only are you dealing out AoE damage with explosive rounds, but you also have the potential of dealing out that AoE damage on just a normal kill. Well, a normal headshot kill. And I like that. I like anything that's going to give us bonus damage to any enemies that are around anywhere. But this weapon fires off so fast, you don't need to worry about being as precise as if you're doing something with Firefly on a hand cannon, where you really need to pace your shots a bit more. With this style of auto rifle, it's all about getting out as much damage as humanly possible as fast as you can. That's why it fires off so fast. So explosive rounds and Firefly is just perfectly fine to me. And as you've seen, I've reloaded this weapon a lot, and I have a pretty quick reload. So I'm not that concerned about if Outlaw procs or doesn't proc. If it does proc for you, then all the better. If Firefly procs for you, then all the better. But more often than not, the number one thing you're going to be doing is firing off bullets, getting those body shots, getting that explosive rounds to proc, and then anything else is simply a bonus and gravy to the gun. Not getting Firefly to proc, not getting Outlaw to proc, isn't going to make this gun worse. If you get those to proc, it just makes this gun better. That's what I want to really hammer home. Don't worry about needing to be so precise to get those Firefly kills, because they'll come, and you'll kill more enemies and you'll love it. You're going to feel so good whenever you're doing this stuff. So if there was one thing I could change, I would up the magazine size to this weapon. I feel like 19 bullets is actually too low for this style of scout rifle. Basically, we've got 19 bullets in the Vision of Confluence, which is a step down as far as fire rate goes, but a step up as far as impact goes. So my Cryptic Dragon that I've got, that's going to deal out a nice bit of damage. Now, it doesn't have 19 bullets, but I'm just saying, something like that with 19 bullets is going to deal out more damage than this hero formula. So if the bullets could be increased, the magazine size could have been increased, that would make this weapon even more potent and more powerful and probably used even more. But despite that little bit of a flaw and the potential flaw of the recoil just going crazy as you're firing this thing off as fast as possible, this is an amazing gun in PvE. I personally don't think you're really going to have much of a problem controlling it, controlling the recoil, and if you've got those legendary marks and you want to take an extremely fun gun into PvE, Hero Formula is an amazing bet, so go pick it up before it's gone, before Destiny 2 beta arrives. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your hero formula, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #explosion kill.